Sorry about your mom. I didn't know that. I called you and nobody answered, nobody called me back, and then I saw the post on Facebook.
Tim Heiss.
Here.
Keith Malloy.
Here.
Sarah Black. Here. Delia Contreras. Steve Shoemaker.
Here.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's my understanding the proposed thing that went to the council from the Board of Works was supposed to go tonight.
Okay.
Your recommendation. So I'm not sure why exactly we have meetings for Board of Works. I'm unclear on the process.
I'll take the hit on that one because I did some research and some discussion, and and Steve and I we were just discussing one of my concerns, but I'm okay with the clarification on it. But I'm and that's create a bit of a nightmare on the bookkeeping side. So otherwise I think, let's see, that was.
So the agreement was I was going to get her I provided her the Word document. We had the conversation she probably took, and nothing was done with it. It got submitted now with the council with this.
Okay.
Where instead of drawing with red pen all over it, she just put a paper in front of it.
Okay. Well, and I don't know whether what she was addressing on the vacation hours, whether it was, the only concern I had was how the way the wording was. It wasn't clear to me that vacation didn't just continually roll over and accumulate. But I was concerned about people accumulating vast amounts of vacation without taking it. Steve's explanation of what the discussion was with our HR people and the way that will work is that you'd only be able to roll over you'd never go beyond 40 hours of rollover, like, ever. You'd have an extra week that would be taken in there. So, I mean, I guess in theory, at a certain point in time, a guy could take 2 weeks, or take 1 week 1 year and 2 weeks the next year, and alternate that back and forth within policy, more or less, right? As far as that. As far as the actual, I don't know whether she was addressing the change in the schedule on years of service or not, because I didn't have that discussion with Amy at all. And
my question is, why is she changing anything that is sent over by you guys? What's the purpose of you guys having a Board of Works meeting?
Well, I don't think she's actually changed it. I don't think anything was actually changed in this document other than this. I mean, what you have here,
right.
This isn't an actual change. This is her suggestions, but the document still remains the same.
Why?
Well,
does she get an independent recommendation on what the Board of Works is trying to submit to the council? I don't understand it. I don't understand her role.
Well,
I thought she was a record keeper in the Board of Works meeting. And
right.
The short version is this happens all the time with multiple things. So I feel like the roads keep crossing. We're not staying in our own lanes here. I mean, we've done this over and over and over again with this policy, and it's still not done.
But everything we do, and I speak from my council position as much as anything on, more than anything on this. Everything we do affects her office. She's an independently elected, she doesn't work for us, we don't work for her, but we have to work together. So I've
But I don't think she has a power of veto,
No.
but that's what she does.
That's probably a little strong.
I
But-
don't think so.
Well, she hasn't changed anything on here, so she's suggested a change and questioned it, but I can't say that you can't say that she's actually changed it.
But that's why we're not getting anything accomplished in the council meeting, is because the last time that we submitted a proposal through, she wrote all over it.
Yeah,
So,
she wrote her concern.
right, so now we're back to, the Board of Works approved something, sent it up, and we've got more of a writing on it for her recommendation. We're never gonna get anything accomplished.
Yeah.
I mean, why did we sit there for 2 hours ironing this out? For it to be a major wrinkle again. And we still don't have an answer to the policy. The policy's still in a, not a good state.
Right.
And what I submitted was in a Word document that was supposed to be edited based on the meeting, and nothing was edited.
Well,
I did my best to send it through in a Word document so that she could address it.
Okay. Well, I can't address all that for her at this point. But this document is correct, as we'd stated, with the policy as it was, with the corrections to the accrual rates. It's got the proper vacation or proper holiday dates on it. I believe that's all correct, isn't it? Yeah.
Based on the email that I sent yesterday,
Yeah,
that's the one.
Yeah. Yeah.
we will,
So when this is seen tonight, does this appear that that's been my recommendations?
No.
How
Well,
do they,
I
how do they
well,
know
I
that
don't know.
that's-
I mean,
that's not Board
I
of
shouldn't
Works?
say that.
Because that would be a concern.
This
to me.
is.
Because I didn't say
It
anything.
shouldn't be interpreted that way because this is a document from her.
she didn't sign it,
But
but
she didn't-
technically says clerk treasurer on it.
Yeah. That's a document from the clerk treasurer, so that's her input.
So for tonight, just for clarity's sake, for tonight, the data that you have on the document that was created and passed by us,
Right.
our work session, that document has now been sent. I sent it this morning to New Focus HR. And I got confirmation back that they are preparing it and folding it into our document, and I'll have it in a day or two. So, the work that we've been waiting on is close to being completed. And we need to get that document. Now, the question is, can the council pass the information without technically having the book updated?
I don't know. I mean, that's. I think we should have the council approval that that's what that's confirms that that's what they want in that, and pass that approval that way. But I think we're still gonna, I believe, my understanding would be we'll still have to come back with that actually completed policy, in this full form with that wording in it, and then approve the amendments that way. Otherwise, if we don't do that, I think afterwards, I think we're gonna be exposed. I don't think we can just pass this tonight and then be done with it and say then call it done. I think we're gonna have to approve the amended book would be my belief. I'm not an expert on that, that's just based on my experience. But I don't see a problem with that, other than, I think after tonight, you'll be able to count on that's what the product is. But I think the final version of it, or the final approval of that the final official legal approval is gonna be the next meeting. But you'll have your policy with that.
Will it have like an effective date?
Well, it'll be effective, technically, that's where it's gonna say it's gonna be effective when the council does that final approval, I'd say.
If it could state an
Yeah.
effective date somewhere.
Yeah, we should be able to, I don't see any reason why we can't do that. I think we're gonna have a hard time making the date precede that, but what do you think, Steve?
I don't see how we can do it much before the date that the council passes it.
Yeah,
I mean, it
I
can be
don't see
effective
that.
immediately as soon as it's passed.
but yeah, it should be effectively immediately after it passes.
Or if it could be effective like, on the first of a payroll, the first of the month, instead of like in the middle of the month, that might make it easier.
Well, you're gonna be, so the next council meeting is the 23rd. So I guess you could say effective, what's the next?
No, I don't have it in front of me, but
After the 23rd?
Yeah, so it'd be effective the next pay cycle after the 23rd, I would say.
What was sent out to
Be
the
the
council
13th of April.
is what I worked on with this whole group.
Right.
It doesn't reflect any of this stuff that's.
No, right, yeah. No, it's in this form right here, which is the last form. And like I say, my only suggestion at this point, and I apologize for not having this, feeling sooner or doing this sooner, but I'm really concerned about what happens by making that change to anniversary date for the employees. Now, I'm just one vote when it comes to that, so.
It's April 3rd would be the new pay period.
April 3rd,
Start on Saturday.
That's the 3rd. Fourth.
so I'm just saying at this point, as far as this body's concerned, this document, no change in recommendation by this document. I'm not asking this body to vote on changing to what my opinion is on that anniversary date or anything. As far as I'm concerned, I'll express that at council meeting, let the council go from where they want to be on that. If they want to stick to the way this is written, then so be it. But like I say, I'm just going to be one vote there. I'm one vote here, but I'm one vote there, and so.
And the concern's getting it balanced out or just changing it?
Changing it.
I think the concern is that it's hard to track.
It's a continual tracking problem
Yeah.
because every employee
It's a
has a
concern.
different tracking situation, so there's no way to really see without just, every employee is continually looking at that to make sure that where they're at. You can, since you're doing that work, you can express anything that you have.
basically, yeah,
concern
and it
about
has to
that.
be manually entered, and so basically you have to have a calendar in front of you for every month and the employee's name of every anniversary date, because it is constantly
Yeah.
changing.
And it's still kind of arbitrary because we don't really have any, we don't have, our hires aren't spread out through the year specifically. They're, like if we took all of our employees and evenly spread them out through the year, while that process would in and of itself could be problematic and be unfair, at least you'd have it all spread out. But in this way, we can have clumps of people in different times so that it kind of creates, who knows where you're gonna fall. So, and I think with the carryover and the payout, I don't think that, I think that takes away some of the issues. We just need to do a little bit better job of being a little more, probably a little more rigid on making our employees plan their times and making their vacation requests and encouraging them to spread those out a little bit, not wait till the end of the year. Because I want everybody to take their vacations.
And that's not necessarily a hill I'm gonna die on as far as the reset time, but all the other stuff that's written in there is,
Well,
I do have a problem with. If that's what it takes, then that's what it takes. I understand there's gonna be clerical problems behind
well,
it.
of course, obviously, the holiday's not correct. That's corrected.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't understand what holidays listed or not, vacation and personal time need to remain at 1:1, reset.
I think that's January 1st.
Oh, 1/1, yeah, yeah, that was the,
Okay.
that was what I was talking about.
One thing I was concerned about was like to get to this point, it's like, okay, so January 1st, I got 3 weeks. So one of my questions was, how are we going to convert to the new policy? And some of you guys had said on my anniversary day, I would get another 3 weeks. Well, if that's the case, if I would decide to quit July 1st, I would have to be paid out, if I hadn't used any, for 6 weeks versus 3 weeks.
You wouldn't,
And that
because
was
there's a maximum of 40 carryover. It doesn't just double up.
So if I have 6 weeks on the books,
You wouldn't
I
have
wouldn't
6
get
weeks.
paid.
No, the
For them?
policy clearly states now that December 31st, you lose your time. What we're doing is allowing personnel that physically can't take the time off because of staffing and all kinds of other reasons, the ability to get paid for 40 of it and move 40 of it to the next year with hopes that they can take that 40 hours off.
So even though I had 6 weeks, if July 1st I quit, I'm only gonna get paid out for 40? Is that what you're saying?
You would get paid out for, if you quit, you would get paid out for the amount of time that you have in the year that you quit.
And see, that worries me because you're gonna pay me.
When did you get hired? When's your?
July, or I'm sorry, June.
Okay.
So if I have 6 weeks and quit in July,
How do you have,
You have 3 weeks. You lost your 3 weeks if that was truly your
If you-
anniversary.
if you-
but I got them in January of this
But-
year.
Right, but if
You would
you're,
only, but if your year would end on your anniversary date, and then you would
On
start.
the anniversary
You would,
date, okay.
yes, your year would end on the anniversary date, so then you would start over.
Instead of December,
Yeah,
okay.
so what you would, where you would, so,
You would only be losing a week of that. You get paid for a week, you would roll over a week. So if you quit in July, you get 4 weeks.
So that's an extra week that I would not be getting.
technically, that's already
Technically.
passed and improved in the policy manual. What you gave me today, it's already in there. Requires written permission.
but going on January 1st would eliminate all of that.
Right, but my thinking is between now and then, trying to get this transition is what I'm,
The transition will be
Thinking.
clunky that first year.
well,
Yeah.
the transition would be definitely clunky, and you're gonna have to basically go to a chart similar to the higher end chart backwards.
and again, before the 15th, after the
From-
15th.
Right, and of course, one of the tough things is if we were changing this on January 1st, it would make it a little more reasonable, but if we're changing this now,
Yeah. So, anybody
granted, yeah,
hired
you'd like to have
after
this done by January 1st too.
We tried.
We tried, yeah, but now here we are at the end of the first quarter, so that really complicates this.
Yeah, but none of that matters if it stays on 1/1. My question is, the rollover vacation is not recommended. What does that mean? Does anybody know what that means?
Well, she's concerned, the same concern I had, talked to Steve, and the way the wording was, it looked to me like it just kept on rolling over, like you could bank 40 hours this year, you can bank 40 hours next year, you can bank 40 hours, and you can end up with.
I'm pretty sure we talked about that for probably 30 minutes.
We did.
That wasn't the case.
That you would have an accumulation.
So
We've got
that's
not
my,
to do that.
again, my concern is that this is going to the council tonight, and that looks like a recommendation based off of what we discussed.
Well,
That's my concern.
we can clarify that to council.
But it would stay the same as far as you have to be here a year to earn your time.
Yeah, and that would basically leave this chart in place by going to, if we go to January, stay with January 1st as opposed to what we decided on here. If we stay with that, then we basically keep this in place with the modification of just going to hours instead of, that has to be done in hours, basically.
And I'm sure the HR people can make a clarifying statement in regards to the accumulation of the 40 hours over and over and over.
Yeah, that's what I need to have is
Right.
to make that clear that 40 hours doesn't keep accumulating.
Right.
Because then you've got
I
somebody.
don't think it would, because they lose everything else anyway, so.
Yeah, because we can't have that, or you'd have somebody that starts banking vacation and at the end of their 20 years, they've got 6 months off.
Right. But
Yeah,
everything should be unused, right, Steve? It would go away anyway. It wouldn't ball up.
No, it
Wouldn't
goes,
snowball.
you lose it. The most that you could acquire would be rolling a week over and getting paid for a week.
Right.
And then everything else goes away.
Like an example, when she's saying she has 3 weeks,
She would lose a week.
Just like not using it.
Correct.
Which right now they lose it all.
Correct.
Right.
The reality is that it works. We just gotta get the document so that it's,
So the only other thing we need to say is the remainder is gone.
yeah, and
It does say that.
January 1st, that's, like I said, that's not a hill I'm gonna fight on. It is what it is, we'll figure it out, but I think allowing them to cash out or roll over will also take a little bit of that heat off of the end of the year.
Well, yeah, it should, because it
Right.
can be as much as 80 hours.
Right.
Which I'm a little uncomfortable with the number of hours in that. I almost, and there again, I know that, this takes a lot of reflection for me on this, but I almost would prefer that it were just in a total of 40 hours, either on the payout or the rollover. Really, that way we're not paying out 80 hours on a year at times, but
That money should be in the budget anyway.
well, yeah, so we should have, but we can make that work.
I think the most we'll cash out though would be 40.
Most for cash out is 40, but
We'd have to figure out the paperwork as far as reporting. I mean, the employee getting the paperwork to say, I'm gonna bank 40, I'm gonna get, I want paid out for 40.
You'd have to put in a written request. by
according
end
to
of
the policy right now, the way it's written, they have to request in writing if they wish to roll over up to 1 week to the next year. And that has to be approved by city manager, the clerk, or the mayor. I
Right.
think
Yeah.
documenting that and expanding on that and including the payout, I think you put it back on the employee to just require them to.
and I
submit in
assume
writing.
payout just is paid out in the same fashion that payroll's done, otherwise
Correct.
all the same,
Yes.
That is correct.
all the same
Can we use
deductions,
the
all.
existing vacation form that we have.
Should be able to.
so use it. Use it so you don't lose it.
We just need something to go in the file to say this is what we did.
Mhm.
And it needs to have multiple signatures for the audit process is what we have to create.
Yeah.
And right now, the personal days, it's kind of prorated, like of when you start. Is
Yeah.
that still gonna be the same?
Yeah, that, well,
Just, it's gonna be 36 instead of 32?
It's in that graph too, isn't it?
I think that, I can't remember how that was, in my sheet on that. I may be missing one.
How's it cut up right now, Cindy?
It depends on like when they start. I can't remember the math right now. I was on vacation last week. I kind of still am on vacation. But depending on when they start, it's like so many hours that they get per month. And then it's prorated like when you start of what you would get. Because if you started in July or August, you're not going to get the whole 36. You're just going to get prorated from that month through
Well, there's-
December.
Yeah. That policy says there's a 180-day waiting period
To use it.
to use
Yeah.
those.
So just at 6 months, give it to them.
Yeah.
And if they use it, they use it. If they don't, it's gone at the end of the year, right?
And it's prorated, yes.
Yeah.
Prorated or just wait 6 months?
Right now, it's both.
I couldn't remember whether it was prorated or not. I knew it was 6
Yeah.
months, but I couldn't remember if it was prorated. I don't remember what page that's on. 18. Personal days, okay.
I don't see where it states it, but that is how it's,
Yeah, I don't, that's what I didn't see where it was stating that. But we, I say there shouldn't be as it is, there shouldn't be a shouldn't be a material change in that, just the change of the total hours. Is the 4 hours added.
And it's not cashed out.
Yeah, that's not cashed out, not carried over. I'm not.
it just says accrued during the waiting period.
Yeah, it says accrued, so we'll have to make sure we clarify how that's written. I don't think we need to change that regardless of how we're doing it. We need to follow it, but.
So just for clarity, I would make a motion to submit to council the recommendations as laid out in the Word document, moving the anniversary date to January 1. And
Okay, we have a motion on the floor.
clearing up any grayness.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to make that move.
I'll second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, well, like I said, that was my thing on that. Like I say, that's also a council thing. I don't know, sitting in two seats gets a little interesting once in a while, so. Okay, well, I think we can get that. And like I say, we'll have to get that through. Do you want to wait till after the council meeting to contact them, or what do you want to do?
For what?
As far as that, making that note to the,
No, I'll send her an email right
Contract.
now.
Okay.
Oh, she's writing it, we'll just include
okay,
it.
all right. Okay, where are we here? Hey, do you have anything else, Mark? Okay. Steve?
I had a Google Meet meeting with the attorney today over the trailer park. We evidently hit a lot of hot buttons with our Board of Works meeting from a couple of times ago about the valve. So hopefully, ultimately, what we're hoping for is that they improve their system. So we'll be moving that forward, and Rob and I will be meeting and answering questions for Mara as this thing evolves. I have no idea where it's going to go. So, and technically it's in litigation, so we won't talk about it a bunch, but we did meet today.
Okay. Appreciate the information on that. I guess that's as far as I'll go. Okay. Does Amy have anything for
No.
us at all? Okay. No old business, new business, review of leak detection services quotes. Quotes for leak detection services.
Yeah, you should have 2 quotes in the packet for leak detection for the water infrastructure. This is something that we historically do annually. We've been using Aqualine on a quite regular basis. You can see by the comparative quotes, they're more cost effective. So I would propose that we move the Aqualine quote forward to council tonight.
Okay, we have a first, a second.
Second.
Sarah,
Sorry,
second.
can you
Sarah.
repeat that? First and second.
Yeah, Steve first, there, Sarah second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Okay, great. Yeah, we've had good, I'm glad that was a good, lower quote, was Aqualine's done good work for us in the past, always been really
Yeah,
responsive. so-
this is just a side note. They're also going to be doing the high side, which they've
Okay.
never done before.
Oh, they haven't,
So
okay. I knew we talked about
We'll
that.
be improving globally as we detect any small leaks throughout the system.
Okay. All right, ABM performance 1-year report. Steve, I assume we've got that in front of us. Do you have anything to add about that?
The ABM proposal actually netted us a profit of about $7,000. By doing that work, it's not a lot. It was basically the span of time from the time that it started to the time, it was a 3 or 4 month window from the time the solar was installed till the contract went in full effect. So it paid for itself the first year, and then there was a little bit of generated that wasn't part of their initial estimation, so that ended up being a little bit of a profit.
And that was only a snapshot of a few months, right?
That $7,000 was a snapshot
Yeah.
of a few months,
Yeah,
but
that's
they
what I
gave
thought.
us a full year
Oh, they did, okay.
evaluation where what they proposed we would save, we saved like $30 over that.
I'm over, yeah.
That's a little misleading because the city building solar array is still not in that evaluation because our IT company has not yet installed the connection in the boiler room so that the control module can be plugged into the internet so that it can be monitored. So the only thing that was included in that was the water and wastewater plants.
So this is operating, it's just not
It's
being
operating
documented.
as expected and the bills are showing.
Yeah, but it's just not in the documentation.
It's not in the
Okay.
documentation because they can't pull out the data.
Right.
And I had a conversation last week with the SI again to get that port installed back here so that we can plug it in.
Okay. Okay. I've got one question. No, I don't have anything. Otherwise, it's. Okay.
And she was here to have a conversation about Union Street and the fence.
Mm-hmm.
So the association has requested that we look at taking that down. Brad and I have had a conversation. We haven't done anything on it yet. We'll probably look to actually put that together and look to do it this spring.
Okay. But they're still on the support side of doing that then.
As
So.
far as I know, yes.
Okay. All right. Great.
She's concerned because she wants to make sure that she still has some privacy with where her condo is located.
Okay,
And I've assured her that we would take care of that.
okay. Okay. All right. Any other questions or comments by anybody?
Next week, we're doing a groundbreaking for Playground Paradise. Sarah's group is
Okay.
doing the groundbreaking, so we're super excited
Weather
about
permitting.
that. Weather permitting, rain or shine. We're like the post
Fantastic.
office.
We have a rain date.
We're like the post office. I can't move mine, so but we're super excited about that at school and at the park, right? So,
Well,
that'd be awesome.
And that's, I tell you, I might not necessarily show it right out, but I'm very excited from getting this done, because this has been, from the day I started in 2008, this has been a problem.
Tim's gonna be riding the slide.
Yeah,
I'll ride the slide.
I'm just, my grandkids are gonna have somewhere to play.
But,
That's
yeah,
super
I'm
exciting
excited,
for-
yeah.
Super excited for me.
That's, I've got a couple of grandkids who'll put it to
Yep.
use soon
Yep,
too,
yep.
so. So, no, I'm really excited that this has been so successful in a
Yes.
fairly short period of time. By government standards, this is a short period of time.
Seems like a
So-
long time for Sarah.
And I know it seems like a long, hard drudge on this, but really, realistically, that's a lot to get accomplished in the time that's happened, so.
And they're moving on to phase 2.
Yeah, so I think it's a
Start
great-
that stuff too, so.
Yes.
Great, that's awesome.
I do have a conversation in one of our meetings last week. Sarah mentioned that somebody may be interested in the old equipment.
Oh, okay.
Everything that I know and have been told, that can't be reinsured, but if we give it away, I guess it doesn't matter, so, I don't know what the board's thoughts are on giving that away. Maybe somebody else can repurpose it. The initial conversation was we were just going to scrap it all as we took it out, but we may have somebody interested in it. I would think we could get some documentation signed where we're not liable for
Yeah,
anything.
so we just need to not
That's
carry any
the-
liability
That's
on
the
it.
key.
But,
I'm good with helping another organization out. I just want to make sure that everybody else is on board with that.
The other question I would have is who initially paid for it? Is
I
it
don't-
the
I
cities,
don't-
is it the park board initially? You know what I'm saying? Because
Some
that,
person
that-
paid for
like
the
at the
rest
school,
one, yeah.
there's, like if
Yeah.
one department has paid for it, we have to do some it's all just documentation, is
No.
all I'm saying.
I'm saying that
It's
the
not
park
not-
board,
yeah.
and I'm saying that it would be effectively this body now.
right.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, so.
Yeah, it would have been, as far as the handling it, even if some organization donated money or donated
Right.
equipment, donated
Yeah,
something, it went through the park board
Yeah,
accepted it.
so-
At that point, it becomes the city's property,
And we
and
can
this
donate
board
it.
acts as the park board at this point, so,
We could potentially donate it, it wouldn't have to be auctioned off or anything like that.
yeah.
That,
Like I said initially,
Yeah.
we've been told that it just needs to be disposed of, so
Yeah.
that was the plan.
yep,
Little conversation about maybe turning it over to a sculptor or something to make a
Yeah,
piece of
make
art
something,
out of it,
yeah.
but there's been no concrete path for what we're going to do with it.
Yeah.
And insurance wants it removed as soon as humanly possible.
sure, yeah. We put it in Sarah's yard.
No thanks.
That would be my fear, it's gonna end up someone's yard.
Well, that's what I think we need to be. It needs to be somebody responsible, an organization or somebody that's to be responsible about how it's used in terms of that it's in usable, safe condition. You know, what's
Repurposing it.
Repurpose
Well,
So
we'll
the
just
safe-
entertain those conversations as they come along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody
Make the
can
best
ask
deal.
for it.
yeah.
The property needs it.
When you take it down, there's somewhere you're putting it right now.
I'm not gonna take anything out until
Okay.
the new one's
Yep.
open, and then we'll remove all of it all at the same time.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Well, if there's, and I appreciate you bringing that up. One of the things that we don't haven't traditionally done at the Board of Works that we do in council, for example, is have comments by, the council members all have a time early in the meeting to comment. We don't do that here, so always want to make sure everybody speaks up and makes anything they have, brings up
Just
anything.
reminded me, we have a list of things developing down at the Pearl Street Tower inside the fenced-in area. Brad wants to get those advertised and moved. Do we want to do it in a public auction, or do you want to do it on Marketplace and Gov Deals?
Back to my experience on what we've done here is we've had mixed success at public auctions. I can only think of one time that we had a public auction and had what I'd say good enough response that we got adequate dollars out of things. We had one back here in the pit quite a long time ago that did pretty well, and that all precedes most of the internet resources. So I think my personal opinion is that we use online source, Gov Deals, Marketplace, using judgment as to how to go there. I think we did fairly well on vehicles on the two that we sold previously, and so I
that Marketplace has a way to auction it. That would be the.
Stick, you will think it's close.
No.
I'm not sure about how you use Marketplace exactly, whether you just advertise it and then take bids. I'm not sure how they're doing that.
I think you could do any of that. I think you could just say open for sealed bids.
I haven't looked at Marketplace for that resource. I'm not saying you can't use it. Not familiar with the procedure on that. But
I think there's 2, maybe 3 vehicles. They're working on the third one. And then I think there's some miscellaneous attachments and different small equipment.
yeah,
Probably not more than 12 to 15 pieces total.
okay. But my opinion, everybody else feel free to speak up. My opinion is that those are the as opposed to trying to set up and doing it as a live auction, it'll be better.
Okay. We'll probably start that process.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay, no visitors at this point. So next Board of Works meeting, Monday, March 23rd at 1:45 p.m. Next council meeting, Monday, March 23rd at 6 p.m. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, fantastic.